everybody. How are you this afternoon? I hope you're doing wonderful. I brought a little friend with me here today. This is my version of Spookly anyway. Whoops, there goes the stem. This Spookly is rectangular shape, but still not round. He's different. He's odd and he's rare. Just like the real Spookly pumpkin in this book. So today I thought I would share this book with you again. It's one of my favorite ones every Halloween. So let's just take a minute and listen. The Legend of Spookly the Square Pumpkin. One day in the pumpkin patch, the strangest little pumpkin hatched. Spookly wasn't like his friends. Where they had curves, he had ends. Spookly was different, he was odd, he was rare. Spookly the pumpkin wasn't round, he was square. While the round pumpkins had fun rolling all along, poor Spookly sat there shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might, but he couldn't budge, he just sat tight. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. Oh, Spookly wished he was round and could roll everywhere. That is, until one night they all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair, but there are times when it is better to be a square. Halloween was just a day away when a mighty storm blew across the bay. It tossed the round pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines and then off they go. Bouncing left, slamming right, banging, bashing, oh, what a sight! Spookly sat there filled with fright, but glad to be a square that night. Suddenly the fence gave way. 3 pumpkins rolled out into the bay. Spookly knew what must be done. It was up to him. He was the one. So he teetered and he tottered and he tipped and he tried. He finally flipped. He was on his side. Again he tipped, again he flopped, and then he flipped, and then he stopped. Right in the gap where the fence had snapped, he blocked the way, the hole was capped, and all the pumpkins shouted, hooray! Spookly the square pumpkin had saved the day. Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack and he thought his shell would start to crack. Then another hit him with a thump and another one with a smack. Then one by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the stack. And with a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash, and then it all went black. At dawn, when the storm had stopped, the farmer came out to check his crop. He picked his pumpkins up one by one, and he laid them in the warm, dry sun. And when the last one was moved away, he could see what had saved the day. An odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against the broken fence. Its shell was bruised, its stem was too, but there was brave little Spookly sitting straight and strong and true. Right then and there, that farmer knew of all the seeds he'd ever sown, Spooklys were the most special he'd ever grown. And the next year when it was time to sow, he sowed those seeds in every row. He watered and weeded and watched them grow. And oh, that morning about mid-June when the pumpkin patch began to bloom, there were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds, and most of them were square. But some were cubes, some were rectangular, some were flat, and others triangular. There was a bed of bright red ones and 2 rows of blue. There were polka dot pumpkins and rainbow ones too. There were thousands of colors and hundreds of shapes. Oh, what a garden variety makes. Now every year on Halloween, Spookly's patch is quite a scene. People come from far and near to see what wonders grew that year. They stop and they gawk and they gaze and they stare. And then they pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Now you know the story of how Spookly grew. Maybe someday you'll tell someone too. And they'll go tell someone who'll go tell another. And maybe one day we will all discover you can't judge a book or a pumpkin by its cover. The end. Thank you for listening. I left you all your own little Spookly you can make on your own. The orange box will be in the narthex. There will be treats inside. And then the things you need so that you can create your own little Spookly. And while you're doing that, let's think about all the different people we know in the world. People around us, our family, our friends. No two people are exactly the same. God made us different for a reason, and each and every one of us have a special purpose, just like Spookly. So let's love one another and remember that. Happy Halloween, guys. Have fun. Be safe. Love you all. Bye-bye.